And tonight's live about five might surprise you. It surprised me, which is why I knew you'd want to learn about it. So I come to you every Monday through Friday, live around 5, to teach you the lessons I've learned about resilience in my life. And I share my businesses with you. The most that I'm growing right now is the focus on my young living, detoxing, living healthy business, because I think being healthy right now and knowing how to manage before you get sick so you don't get sick is a really important skill to have in our world today. But here's something else that can impact your health even more potentially, and that is friendship. I recently saw a statistic that a good friendship, just one friend, means that as Americans, or I think as adults, we live 8 years longer than someone who is in isolation, doesn't have a great friend. Now, I can tell you, I personally believe this because as somebody who's been through life, right? We've all been through life. My friends have been there beside me thick and thin. And I've got friends from middle school in my life. I've got friends from Seattle. Hey, I've got friends from Washington. Now I've got friends in Portugal. I've got friends in Charlottesville, friends all over the country, Orlando, Kissimmee. And every single one of them, and you guys know who you are, has been there for me at a time where I was just really struggling. And I've worked to be there for them in those same times. This is someone who is like one of your first phone calls, right? That's this level of friendship that we're talking about. And so we've talked about in other videos, if you don't have a friend like that in your life, what can you do? And the most important thing to do is to invest time and energy in yourself and in your day-to-day life seeking connection, because it's got to be a vibe, right? It's not just a random, I really want to be friends with you and we're going to hang out all the time. It's got to be, we met and it was like immediate. We're the kids, you can't sit next to each other at an event. I'm looking at you, Eric Lamb and Leslie Forloins. It's that friend who immediately speaks truth into your life. I'm looking at you, Deanne Tharp. I mean, this is somebody who you will have a magnetism towards. So I suggest that if you don't have a friend like that now, you make that one of your 3-month goals. You say by the end of the year, I'm going to have a friend and I'm going to be a friend. And maybe this is a friendship that you want to reignite, right? Maybe it's a friendship that you've let go by the wayside and you need to kind of reinvest in it, because this is good for our health. The reason we live 8 years more on average with a great friend isn't about, they share their detox living with us. It's about having a reason to live. It's about having someone who cares about you enough and you care about them enough that you have a bond and a connection. Now, this is important to note. This isn't a study about pets. This isn't a study about partners. This is a study about friendship, because it adds a whole different layer of health and wellness. It adds a whole different layer of longevity. And if you're looking for more information on this, a great person to follow is Dan Buettner, I believe is the name. He does all the research on blue zones. Blue zones are the areas in the world where people live the longest. And we love to research that, right? Like what's going on there. And in fact, Young Living was founded, Gary Young, by someone who had that same fascination. What is it that makes some people in some parts of our world live so much longer? And we've learned a lot scientifically, right? We've learned to stay away from smoking. We've learned to stay away from harmful chemicals. Sometimes we've got to think about our exercise and our diet intake. But here are some things that we can all do that are so simple. And this is have a good friendship. Now, I think that one of the things that's important here, once you have that friendship, is that you maintain it. And I have shared with you, and if you follow along with me, that one of the things that we do is we drive from Virginia all the way down to Orlando as we're visiting our friends and family all along the way, just to stay in touch, because there's nothing like that. So I'd love to hear about a friend that you have that you want to make sure that you stay close with, or who is this person for you. And I want to buy you guys coffee. I want to send you a Venmo so that you can choose whatever you want to do, so you can get together and have a little treat together, because I know there's, my friend Deanne calls it eyeball time. We can send each other memes. We can send each other funny jokes. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like being belly to belly, eyeball to eyeball, really being able to be like, I've been meaning to tell you this, or I can't believe I never told you this, but this is what's happening. Like I have a good friend right now, Jen Seiler, and she is in a season of life, man. She's got 4 kids and they're all growing up. They've got high school, they've got college, they're working on their first careers. She's got a great new job that she's going out of town for training for. She has a lot in her life. And so I don't think that we should be getting together every single week, right? But I know for sure we're going to make it a priority to see each other at least from time to time and stay in touch in between. So if your friend, like one of my other best friends, Lisa, is in Alaska, this isn't me telling you like fly to Alaska every single week, but it is saying call them. It is saying text them. It is saying friendship isn't optional. When you are so committed to your to-do list, to your family, and to your life, friendship is something that's going to fill you back up. So make time for that. Make time for yourself by making time for your friends and watch your health benefits roll in. I can't wait to see you guys back here tomorrow live around 5. And I'm so grateful. I love you so much. Take care.